what I wanted to observe is this. Okay, can you tell me which is at which level of income, demand, and supply are equal? Please complete the question. At which level of income, demand, and supply are equal?
300.
At 300 level of income, demand is 300, supply is also 300. Yes or no, my dear students?
Yes, sir.
So do you call that point as point of equilibrium?
Yes, sir.
Now, my question is, you also should understand at a point where demand and supply are equal, saving and investment also are equal. Can you all see this? 40 is equivalent to 40.
Yes, sir.
At the point where demand and supply are equal, saving and investment also are equal. Okay, so let me explain to you. It's very important. You don't have to go into the depth of the concept. So I will teach you in simplest of form how you have to explain the concept of expansion and contraction in the second. This is one way of writing it. Okay. Now you may be asked in examination, explain equilibrium income and output using aggregate demand, aggregate supply approach. If that question is asked, you have to draw only this graph and explain the theory. But in case you're asked saving and explain equilibrium through saving and investment approach, then you're expected to draw two graphs. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to draw the graph. Are you all with me? Kindly take your notebooks with you. Kindly take notebooks with you. I'm going to teach you how to draw the graph. Everyone, please watch me. Please observe me carefully. Can you all please take your notebooks? I'll give you a minute. Please carry your notebooks, pen, everyone. Ready, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Some of you are still taking. Nishant, Avi, Vishesh, Labdi, Isha.
Ready, sir.
All of you are ready? Divyanshi, Isha, Ayush. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Draw
Yes.
along with me. Okay, draw along with me. Please draw along with me. Please don't quit the class. Okay, please draw along with me. Okay, we'll draw the first graph. Okay, what I taught in the first graph. So I'm making the graph a little smaller because I need to draw two graphs together. Okay, so I'm making the graph a little smaller. Okay, so shall we do that, all of you? Let's, okay, quickly. Okay, let's, can you tell me what is in y-axis? Consumption and investment expenditure. Okay, what is in y-axis?
Income.
Very good, income. Okay, come on, let's do it. What is the shape of investment line?
Parallel to x-axis.
Okay, let's draw it parallel to x-axis. Are you all with me? Okay, before you do that, just hold on to that. Make another graph right below, parallelly below, just exactly below. Okay, because we are going to show investment, saving and investment approach. Okay, watch me carefully. We are going to draw the saving line. So saving line starts from below x-axis. So I'm extending that. Did you all do this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay, all of you, please watch me carefully. Okay, please watch me carefully. Okay, what is the shape of investment line? Can I have answer? What is the shape of investment line?
Parallel to x-axis.
Parallel to x-axis. Everyone clear? Are you all with me drawing along?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is the shape of consumption line? Let's draw it. What is the shape of consumption line?
Starting from y-axis and positively curved.
Very good. So shall I label it as consumption line?
Yes, sir.
What is the shape of income line? Let's draw the income line. What's the shape of income line?
45-degree positive slope.
Very good. Pause 45-degree positive slope. Very good. Perfect. Okay. Sir, coming, sir. I'll join you. Please give me. This is income line. Everyone, are you all with me? Income, otherwise aggregate supply. All of you are clear with this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Now look at this. Before you draw a saving line, it's very, very essential that you draw some standards. Okay. All of you, please watch it. I'm drawing one line from the point where income and consumption are equal. Can you all see this, all of you? draw one vertical line downwards when income and consumption are equal. Did you all get me right, all of you? The point where income and consumption, not aggregate demand, aggregate supply. The point where income and consumption are equal, draw a vertical line downward. Did you all get me? That point is clear for all of you?
Yes, sir.
Now look at this. Now you draw your aggregate expenditure curve, which is parallel to, again, like consumption line, this is your aggregate expenditure. Okay. So label this as aggregate expenditure. This top graph is clear for you. I already have taught you. I'm just trying to teach you how to draw the second graph. Okay. Tell me, what is this point? Can I have your answers, please? What is this point called as? Point of
Equilibrium.
very good, equilibrium, right? So now you do one thing, draw a vertical line downwards from point E also until it touches x-axis. The graph should be very clear. I'm telling you, when your examiners are correcting your papers, the graph looks complicated. By the glance of an eye, they can identify the mistake. So the point should be perfectly clear. This is something that you cannot memorize and draw. Okay. So I'm giving you some hints as to how the graph should be drawn. So tell me, we have taken 2 points down. One is what? One from the point where consumption and income are equal. The other point where aggregate demand and aggregate supply are equal. Did you all get me, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now look at this. Now draw your saving line. Okay, precisely, please draw your saving line. All of you, please watch me. So I'm drawing when you're drawing a saving line should touch. See, can you see this point here? Consumption and income are equal here. Can you see point here? Consumption and income are what?
Equal.
In consumption and income are equal, your saving will be 0. So saving should touch here. Can you all see that?
Yes, sir.
In consumption and income are equal, saving must be 0. So that's why I'm drawing this. Okay. Are you all with me, everybody?
Yes, sir.
You should be very careful. Your saving line should touch this point. That's why you're drawing this vertical line downwards earlier. Right? So you should exactly touch this point. Take a scale and do it like that exactly. So that becomes your saving line. Okay. So what you do is this. Draw your investment line exactly at the point. Okay, sorry, just one second. Exactly at the point where this is equal here. Can you understand? Exactly at the point where this becomes equal, right? Can you all see here? Can you all see this point, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Investment
Yes,
is
sir.
exactly touching that saving line and the red line, both. It should become equal at that. Saving and investment must become equal at that red line. Is it becoming equal at that red line?
Yes, sir.
Are you all with me? Are you all with me, everybody, till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Look at this. Now look at this point very carefully. At the point where demand and supply are equal, can you see saving and investment also are equal, everyone?
Yes, sir.
At the point, okay, Varun. Okay, at the point where demand and supply are equal, saving and investment also are equal. With me, everyone? All of you are with me?
Yes, sir.
In other words, this is Y0 level of income. This is Y0 level of income. All right, so you can explain this from the point of view of saving and investment as well. Not only aggregate demand, aggregate supply, but you also can explain this equilibrium output and income by using the second graph and the first graph together. Okay, so let's take some simple numerical examples to understand the logic of explaining. Okay, so just like how I did earlier, all of you please watch me carefully. Just like how I did earlier, take one line after the point of equilibrium. Okay, and take one line before the point of equilibrium. Okay, please watch me. One line after the point of equilibrium, one line before the point of equilibrium, and please label them as Y1 and Y2. Okay, this is Y1 and this is Y2. I'm labeling it as Y1 and Y2. Okay, so please watch me carefully, all of you in this. So Y1 and Y2. You can look at this very carefully. Okay. Now I want all of you to understand the dimension of explanation now. Now, how do you explain this? It's a little conceptual, but understand this very clearly. Okay, now look at this. Suppose your income, let's say I'm just asking a very simple example. Suppose your income is 10,000. How much is this? What is your income? How much is your income?
10,000. 10,000.
I'm taking a very simple consumption expenditure example. Suppose you are saving 4,000 from 10,000. Suppose you are saving 4,000. That means how much are you spending?
6,000.
If you are saving more, you are spending.
More.
If you are saving more money, it means you are spending
Less money.
less money. Suppose you are saving only 1,000. Then how much are you spending?
9,000.
If you are saving less, it means you are spending
More.
all of you. If you are saving more, it means you are spending. Simple logic. If you are saving more, it means you are spending
Less.
less. If you are saving less, it means you are spending.
More.
Are you all clear with that logic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now look at this very carefully. Okay, now look at this. Watch me precisely, my dear students. Okay, at Y1 level of income, all of you at Y2, I think this is Y2. Okay, this is Y2. Obviously, it is Y1. This is Y1. This is Y2. Okay. Okay, this is, let me, so I don't want you to have confusion here. This is. Okay, now tell me, at Y1 level of income, please tell me, answer my question. Please tell me, is demand more than supply or supply more than demand? Please answer my question. At Y1 level of income, answer my question, please. At Y1 level of income, looking at the previous graph, at Y1 level of income, is demand more or supply more? Please answer my question.
Supply.
Supply is more. AB is what? Excess?
Supply.
So in other words, is demand less? Is demand less, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, come on, I want answers. Is demand less?
Yes, sir.
Demand is BY1, supply is AY1. There's an excess supply. Demand is less because saving is more. Can you see saving is more than investment? Can you all see saving is more than investment? So demand is less because saving is more than investment, because saving is more. That's why demand is less. Now coming back to the previous graph. So when there's an excess supply here, so when the demand is less, so there's a situation of excess supply. So in the situation of excess supply, producers will decrease the production, output will decrease, employment will decrease, and income will start decreasing from Y1 to Y0 again. Same thing happens here. Saving is more, so demand is less, right? So producers start decreasing the production. On the other hand, if you look at this point, all of you please watch at Y2 level of income. What is the demand and what is supply? What is more?
Demand is more.
Demand is more. Demand is more because saving is less. Can you all see here? Demand is more because saving is what? Less.
Yes.
That's why demand is more. Saving is less. That's why demand is more. Right? So when there's an excess demand, what will producers do? They'll increase their production, output, employment, and income will start increasing from Y2 to Y0 again back. Same thing will happen here. So this is called as expansion. This is called as contraction. This is called as expansion. This is called as contraction. So you write this whole graph in the dimension of savings being more. That's why demand is less here. Okay. And here saving is less. That's why demand is more. Right. So as a result, the same logic applies here, expansion and contraction. And that's how you explain this. Yes, Divyansh. Are you all clear with what I explained, my dear students?
Yes, sir.
Shall we have one revision once again, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many of you got this right?
Got it, sir.
Okay. Anybody having doubts? Can I have your responses, please? Responses recorded, please.
No, sir. No doubts.
Quickly, can you answer my question? Quickly, what's the shape of investment line?
Parallel to x-axis.
Okay, what's the shape of consumption line?
Starting from y-axis, positively sloped.
Very good. What's the shape of income line?
45-degree positively sloped line.
45-degree positively sloped. What is the shape of aggregate expenditure?
From y-axis and positively sloped line.
What is the shape of aggregate expenditure? Y-axis and positively sloped, just like
Positively sloped.
consumption line, right? So what did I tell you? What all you have to do? Let's do the graph once again. All of you, please watch it. Okay. So draw a line. This is income line, right? Yes or no? Is the income line?
Yes, sir.
Watch the graphical explanation once again. The point where income and consumption are equal, draw a vertical line downwards. Okay. Again, take your aggregate expenditure curve, which is similar to consumption line, and label it as aggregate expenditure. Okay, this is aggregate expenditure. And this is aggregate supply, this one. Okay, this is aggregate supply. Okay, take another vertical line from the point where aggregate demand and aggregate supply are equal. Okay, so this is another line. Okay, all of you. So I'll take it in red color so that things become easier for you. This point of equilibrium otherwise. So please watch me carefully. When you're drawing your saving line, kindly ensure your saving line is taken from below x-axis. It touches 0 at this point and then it goes upwards. Okay, all of you present. This is your saving line. Okay, watch me carefully. This is your saving line. So label it as saving line. The point where saving and investment are equal, right? So here, this point, right? That point you take your investment line. Exactly the point where it touches there, this point, okay? That becomes your investment line, okay? So that is your investment line. Okay, now what you need to exactly explain is this: the point where demand and supply are equal, at that same point, saving and investment also are equal. So equilibrium is established at a point where aggregate demand and aggregate supply are equal. That is at Y's, okay, that is at Y0 level of income. Here also Y0 level of income. It's one and the same, okay? So we are taking two other graphs, okay, two other lines, one after the point of equilibrium and one before the point of equilibrium. Watch me carefully. One after the point of equilibrium and one before the point of equilibrium. Stretch it until it touches the second graph as well. So we are using both the graphs now, right? One before and one after. The one after, you please label it as Y2, right? Y2. And the one before, label it as Y1. Okay, label it as Y1. Now coming back to this first one after, now watch me carefully. Coming back to the one after, you observe this, there's a situation of excess supply here, right? Supply is at point A, demand is at point B, right? So there's an excess supply. Everyone, is there an excess supply? Everyone, can I have a response?
Yes, sir.
In excess supply, it means demand is less. Please understand, demand is less here because saving is more. Because saving is more, that's why demand is less. Okay, that's one logic you have to understand. Okay, so when there's an excess supply, producers would decrease the production and the income would decrease. There would be a contraction, right? Producer decrease the production and income would decrease back to Y0. This is called as contraction, right? Similarly, if you look at the point before the point of equilibrium, that is Y1, there's an excess demand. Demand is GY1 and supply is HY1, right? So there's an excess demand. So look at this point, demand is more. Why is demand more? Because saving is less than investment. Saving is less. Here you can look at saving is less. That's why demand is more. When there's an excess demand, what producers would do, they would increase the production. And increasing the production would increase the income back to Y0. There's an expansion here, right? Expansion. The same thing happens here. There's an expansion, right? So this is how you explain this graph when you have to explain saving and investment approach, my dear students. Are you all with me? Did you understand me perfectly?
Yes, sir.
Anybody having doubts in what I just explained? Annie, is it clear for you? Jhansi, Navdi, Ayush, are you all there? Jhansi, Navdi, Annie? Right. Anybody having doubts?
No, sir.
Very nice. All right. We'll wind up here. Tomorrow we'll finish the chapter and then we'll go with numericals. With that, we'll be winding up the portions and then we'll have revisions taken. Right. So we have just one more theory left. I thought I should finish that, but I think I took a little time here. So let's have kindly revise this. If required, I'll share the